Says it is for me. I don't
All
know.
right, recording started.
Yo, well, where's the fucking music?
Oh, sorry. Do you want acoustic cinema?
Yeah.
So, what are you drinking there?
Well, are we going to really do this? Where now I can't hear you anymore. All I hear is that fucking music. So, are we going to pretend as though we did not just discuss what I was drinking
Well,
when we weren't
yeah,
recording?
yeah.
Oh,
That's how we
uh,
roll. I figure every episode I'm going to be sponsored unofficially by a different drink.
I got it. It is. It is the new Corona Sun Brew. It's actually tasty. Um, Believe it or not, it's not like all white and flashy like this.
Are you sure? I figured
No,
that was the sun in it.
it might be the brew part is the best
Yeah,
part.
yeah. I mean, they put sun in a bottle.
Ah, but yes, that's what I'm drinking. How about you, sir?
Why? I have a 30-year-old coffee cup.
Full of
It is a
co-
white Russian made with
co-
Skull vodka. eleven
Oh,
dollars for a handle.
that is a Caucasian liquid from the
Ah,
mountains of Caucasus.
that's right. Potato.
Seriously,
Ah,
Caucasus, Russia, man, it's perfect.
perfect.
Yeah.
All right. So what we got on the agenda tonight?
Well, our favorite subject, because it's a hot button, at least for us. I don't know if it is for anybody else, but we seem to argue about it all the damn time. But it is the old school slash traditional slash unwritten rules that I myself prefer to abide by versus the win at all costs. Who gives a shit? I don't care about your unwritten rules. I'm here to make money, and the rest of you can go to hell. Did I miss anything?
I think you're poo pooing extra
I
on
yes,
my side
yes, yeah.
because it's not a
We're
win at
supposed to
all
make this.
cost.
We're supposed to make it an argument.
I
I'm
I
not.
know, but it's
I'm
not a
not
win
going to
at
say the side of it that I kind of agree with a little bit. I mean, no, I got to make this an argument.
right, right. But you make it win at all cost, and it's not win at all cost.
Well, then what's a cost that's too high for you?
Breaking the rules. You follow the rules.
No, no, no. I said, oh, here we go already. That's right. You just completely, totally just don't even. So the idea of an unwritten rule means nothing to you.
Right. It's not a rule.
Yeah, it is. It's just not written down.
Then it's not a rule. I mean, it's, it's like the IRS coming in and being like, well, you were supposed to do this, and I'm like, well, I didn't know that. Can you show me where it's written, where it's a law, where it's a rule? Well, no, it's we just thought it'd be nice.
Yeah,
You just
well, the
follow along.
IRS is not out here in these waters like we are as gentlemen. That's as proper northern and southern gentlemen like we are, with a gentleman's agreement every single morning when we back that stupid Danger Ranger into the water. It is a gentleman's agreement amongst us all, or at least it used to be, that there's certain shit you're just not going to do. But now that's just gone completely out the window.
No, not completely out the window. See, you're doing the all or nothing about it. There's plenty of things. I mean, if I'm coming up to you or coming by you, you're fishing a row of docks, and I'm
Should we have
following.
probably told people that we like to fish?
No, no, they don't need to know that.
Good point.
Well,
We're not good.
yeah, we
No.
like to throw our baits into the water.
Whoa. Yeah. We are actually, let me rephrase that. We are fantastic at fishing, not so much at the catching part.
Right,
N-
right, right.
Not so much. Um, Fishing. We got that down. And
Right.
we do love it until we don't catch and then we hate it.
Well, I kind of still love it.
Not in the afternoon, not when it's like 3 o'clock or whatever, and everybody else is over there looking like a bunch of kids at Christmas opening their little weigh bags and like, look what I caught. Oh, look at me. I got a fish. No, I pretty much fucking hate it at that point.
Fair
Cause
enough.
what we're doing while everybody else is going, look at me. This
Miller
hate,
time.
hate this thing.
There is a reason that our boat is called Miller time.
That is correct.
All right. So back to the whole point. I've never said that I am 100% against being gentlemanly, doing stuff like that. If you're fishing a row of docks and I come in, and if I'm 50 foot from the dock and it's not a no wake zone, I don't have to slow down. I'm going to back off the throttle so as not to mess with you while you're sitting over there. I'm not coming by like one of these little jet skiers and spraying you with water. You know, I'm not doing that stuff.
Okay.
The
But
only
that's
thing
the
I'm
easy.
talking about
Hmm.
is spots. No
Hmm.
one owns a spot, period. It's a public lake. Everybody, what even Joe Blow down the road in his little kayak can
I
come
hate him.
sit on your spot. And what are you going to do? Are you going to whine to the tournament director? Oh, this little guy was sitting on my spot. Well, it's not your spot.
Okay.
You should have gotten there before him.
So here's the thing. You and me, we're fishing against each other. And you, on day one of this tournament, you go to this spot, couple 100 yard spot, and you just wreck them, right? And I do just enough to kind of be in the hunt for the second day, but I am nowhere near where what you had, right?
Right,
Nowhere
right.
near. And I was never at that spot all that first day. Never
Okay,
once. I saw you there. And
right.
then I saw you at weigh in with that gargantuan bag, and I was like, "Oh,
12 pounds.
I saw it was
Wrecked them.
huge." Okay, so and I saw you there. Well, as you like to say, the field gets inverted the next day.
Yep.
I've got a later boat draw. You're early. I drive out there to my spot that I wrecked them on, and I get there, and lo and behold, look who's sitting there.
Wait, I wrecked them.
Oh yeah, well
Yeah,
reverse it
yeah.
then.
Yeah,
So no,
I drive out to my spot.
yeah,
Who's
yeah,
sitting there?
you were right. Look, there's so few times that either of us are wrecking them. It's really hard. I get that confused. Okay, but
Right,
yes,
right,
in this case, you were in fact wrecking them
right,
day one
right,
on this spot, and I never fished it. I wasn't even close to you, but I saw you there.
right, right,
So exactly as we say, day two, blast off, we go. I got an earlier draw that day. By the time you get there, I'm sitting right on it, and guess what I'm doing? Wrecking them.
that's right.
That's where I draw a line. I wouldn't do that to you. That's the unwritten rule. There's nothing written about it, but that's just a shitty, shitty, shitty thing to do.
But see, that's
But
your
I don't own the
perspective.
water.
My perspective is when I pull up there, I wrecked them the day before. You had a better boat draw. How do I know that on day one you weren't going there? I don't know that. I just had a better boat draw on day one than you had.
Because
So if
quite,
you'd have had a better boat draw on day one, there's a possibility that you would have been sitting on there wrecking them. You
I
don't
would
know
say
how
nine
many
times.
how many people in the field, how many people have the same spots marked on their Navionics or chart or whatever mapping they're using. Especially when you get up to the higher levels where you're getting like 3 to 4 days of practice ahead of time. How many people in, let's just say, 100 boat field would have had that spot marked. But I had a better boat draw the first day, so I went there. I got there first. That was part of having that boat draw.
Do
So
you
then the
think
next
that
day,
Okay.
I'm boat 95 instead of boat 5. I'm sure there's somebody from boat number 1 to 94 that is going to stop at that spot if they had it marked. So am I going to automatically think they're an asshole? No. If it's you, and you can say you saw me. Let's just say we don't know each other. You can say you saw me sitting there and you had a better boat draw and you went there. And if I pull it up there, I'm not saying I'm going to be happy because that's where I wrecked them at, right? But the first thing I'm going to do is say, either he had this already mapped or he's playing good defense. That, and I'm going to
Well,
go to my second spot.
the defense part of it is that I don't understand. But
I
nevertheless,
agree with it. It's like in football.
I'm just
Let's
saying.
just not cover the receivers.
I'm just saying. Here we go. If I had practiced on that spot, and most other people would have, then on day one when I came by there, if that was a good enough spot during practice, odds are I would have pulled up and said, "Hey, man, I practice here too. I know what this spot has got. How about I go down here? What do you think?" You could have said at that point, you'd be like, "No, man, go away." At that point, now we're getting into a whole nother discussion. But if I had those marks and I knew that place was good, that is 9 times out of 10, and I would say that's 99% of what quote unquote older school people would have done. They're not just going to completely just pull up and start fishing it. We're going to talk about it. And if you're there first, and if you don't want me there, then that's fine. But if I had it marked from practice, I'm going to pull up. I'm damn sure going to pull up and have a conversation with you if I know that place is juice. I'm going to do it. That's what you
Right?
do. All right. So I don't buy the whole thing of, oh well, I like if you come there day two and I'm there and I didn't have that conversation with you day one, odds are I'm that ugly little bird that just came and swooped down right in your spot because I saw where you were, I saw what you did, and I think it's fucked up.
Well,
I really do. And I go back to the thing. I truly, truly wish that stuff like that, like the problem is that and it's not cool. Like you can't fix everything with violence. Violence is not the answer. Okay? But in this case, violence is the answer.
yeah. So, so
If someone commits violence upon the other one at the boat ramp, well then that got fixed. The problem just got fixed.
right, right. So let's take the wonderful Curse Reservoir, for instance. For those of y'all that don't know, that's Kerr Reservoir, Bugs Island. All right. So there's two main branches to that.
I hope at some point there's someone that's actually listening to this somewhere in the world that's like,
Yeah,
"Ooh, I'm that someone that they're referring to."
yeah, Curse Reservoir. All
Because
right.
in reality, we're probably just talking to each other like we do all the time,
Yeah, yeah,
and we're just really
probably.
like,
But
I'm hoping we're better at this than catching.
but to my point, okay.
Hmm.
So let's just say that everybody's going out of North Bend because North Bend is down near the dam. And for those of you unfamiliar with the lake, if you go straight
That's
across
the
from
part.
North,
That's the part that holds the water in the
yeah,
dam.
right, right.
Well,
So
they're
if
unfamiliar. I'm just
uh,
telling.
right,
God,
so
that's
if you
what I
go
got to deal
straight
with.
across for out of North Bend, you go down the Nutbush Creek area, which is almost like a whole nother lake unto itself.
Hmm.
If you go to the right, you go up the main Bugs Island Lake. They're very equivalent, the two arms. So if if you go up to the S turns on the main lake and you wreck them, and I spent my entire first day in Nutbush. And the next morning, I didn't do that good in Nutbush. I had a small sack. But the next morning, I said, all right, Nutbush didn't do good. I'm going to go up to
You
the
can
S
never
turn.
use that again.
All right. So, so I go up to the S turns because I mean we fish the place many times a year and we're always wrecking them. So I go up to the S turns and I'm like, I'm going to fish here. I I wasn't up there. I don't know you fish there. I don't know nothing about it. I just know that that's a fishing spot and I've got it on the map. So are you going to come up to me and just be all shitty with me
No.
because I
Well,
didn't honor the
hold on.
gentleman's agreement?
How big of an area are you talking about? You're saying the S turns. That's literally like
All right,
a
the
mile
the
stretch.
the graveyard in the S turns.
Oh,
It's
so if you're talking about one
yeah,
specific spot, yeah, I probably if I spent 95 to 100% of my day in that spot and you were never there, and then the next thing I know, you're sitting right on it day two after I'm leading it or in the
yeah.
top whatever. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have words. Yeah,
I,
I mean,
I I
I
don't
I mean,
know. I don't know that's where you fish.
I have no. Okay, you're exactly right. But when I have the words, when we get there, and I'm leading it, right? Well,
All right,
see, we've twisted this around because initially you were leading. Okay,
all right,
so so let's go back to you leading because
okay,
it's got to be your bull. All right.
okay.
So
All right.
you're
So I
leading,
was at the graveyard day one.
right?
You were in Nutbush all day. You had no clue where I was fishing,
Correct.
and you get to the graveyard before me in the morning.
Correct.
All right,
What? And you're saying you're just going to drive by and go to another spot and say, well, that's just how it goes.
I
Or
am.
would you pull up and say, hey, man, I'm leading this thing. This is where I was killing them. You weren't here at all. What, can I get on my spot? Or, and yet again, now we're going to get into a whole nother argument, a whole nother level of this discussion because the old school in me, again, let's say I accidentally just fell right on that spot where you wrecked them, right? I did 100% what you're saying. You're saying that I had no clue that that's where you caught them, but I knew
Yep.
you caught them, right? I knew you had them the day before. I knew who you were, and I just randomly ended up right on your spot. Well, if you pulled up to me on day two and said, "Hey, man, uh, I'll be honest with you. If I'm like sitting in third or fourth, and I've got a shot, it's going to be a hard pill to swallow, but I'm going to give it to you. I'm gonna back out. I'm gonna be like, all right, dude, here you go. I didn't know. I'm going to say it. I didn't know. But I don't think most people don't know. I think most of them do know. I think that's becoming the norm now is that there with so much of this social media, so much information is available. I think that's why it wasn't it was a big deal before back in the old days, but then again it wasn't as prevalent because I mean when you got now clearly not with us. We're never live on TV when we're fishing, you know what I mean? But when you have that stuff going on and you have people filming themselves all day and then on Instagram that night you and I, if we're traveling somewhere and we look at our Instagram and we see some posts of some of the guys we're fishing against, we see where they were at, you know what I mean? We know what they did. Now it's our decision. Are we going to go be jackasses or are we not? I win.
No, no.
Are
I
you
don't think.
frozen? Oh,
No, I don't agree with
damn!
you. With the fact that you're being a
Really?
jackass. You're
I thought I just won.
we're
I thought I won
no,
because you just sat
no,
there quietly.
no. I was listening to you until you called us jackasses for playing the frigging game. It's it's like it's like just half. You're in the fifth inning and you're down by five. Well, let's just not play the game anymore because we're down by five. Bullshit. You play the game to win 100% of the time, or I don't want you on the team. And that's what fishing is. You're your own team. You're spending hundreds upon hundreds of dollars to compete in these.
Hundreds of points. Yeah, we're spending tens of hundreds of
It,
dollars.
I mean, it's expensive,
The
and you're
hundreds
just
went
going to
out the
be like,
window a long time
oh,
ago.
well, you know, I don't really like money that much anyway. So here, just here, take your spot, take my money. I got an extra 10 for gas so that you can get back from your spot. I mean, you
I
may as
mean, yeah,
well.
yeah,
You
I
may as
understand.
well.
I completely understand what you're saying, and that is a good argument. Don't get
I
me
play
wrong.
for the win.
That is a
Second
good
place is
argument,
first loser.
but what was that?
Second place is first loser.
Oh well, yeah. If you're not first, you're last.
So
But
why are you not playing for first? If that guy went to the graveyard and brought in a 20-pound sack, which is a big sack on Kerr Reservoir,
hmm
and you brought in 15, well, who's to say you can't bring in 20 on day two and him only bring in 15, and then you're tied? But instead, you're just going to give up.
I, it's not
That's the
giving up.
part
It's
that
going.
gets me.
It's not giving up. It's going to finding your own fish. See the difference
But
with
you,
this.
but I did
Hold on,
find
hold
those
on.
fish.
The difference with this argument is that like if it's baseball or something, then you get up to bat and you buckle down, and you are the one that's going to get the hit. You are the one that's going to get the strikeout. You are the one that's going to make the catch or whatever it may be. And that's all I'm saying, that you should be the one to go do that as well, fishing, not because you had a faster boat or a better boat draw that you go to the spot that someone else like. No, you
But
go win on your own. I'm
but
making the same argument for you. I'm just saying don't do it on someone else's fish.
but they don't. That's the thing. Just because you got a good boat draw and got to that place first doesn't make that your fish
Hey, can
at
we
all.
can we go to the audience and get some
So
of their
here,
opinions?
and here's the thing: the whole reason I was saying that is you're talking about it's up to you. You're in fifth place. I'm in first. It's up to you to catch those fish and to beat me, right? Is what you
Mm,
just said.
yeah.
All right. You get to my spot, which I don't believe it's my spot. It's just where I fished the previous day and wrecked them.
hmm
You get there and you're telling me that when I pull up there and I'm like, hey man, I didn't see you at all yesterday. I don't know where you were fishing, but I fished here and I wrecked them. Can I have my spot? You're gonna leave. That's You had no idea that's where I caught them from. No clue.
And that's where it's
So
just going to go into like the
it,
whole and to me it's like a honor code kind of thing. I mean, and you think it's silly, I get it. And I just I can't I truly can't find it in myself to knowingly either go or sit on something that someone else, like if I just randomly got there. Now you're exactly right. If I'd practiced there as well and I knew that was a spot, yeah, we can have some discussions. We can work some stuff out. But I mean, if it's, but like I said, I feel like that would have happened in day one. And if it didn't happen in day one, actually, a part of this that we didn't discuss is is the right thing to do. Okay, so you wrecked them day one. The proper thing to do for me, unwritten rule of it, how to handle this, but the proper thing would have been is for that morning before blast off, for me to either find you in the parking lot or somehow get your contact from someone and go up and say, "Hey, man, I saw yesterday you killed him on this spot. Look, I don't want to just look like a complete hole poacher here. I did practice that spot, and I do have plans to go there today. I've got an earlier draw. At least talk about it at that point beforehand. Have a discussion like men. That's what I think. You don't have to, but that to me that and I left that out. That probably would be the best way to go about it. Now at that point, it's up to you. you could either say no, no, I don't, I really don't want you to go back there. But I don't know who's going to do that. Like it's the conversation being had. The problem is nowadays there's no conversations.
I'm not gonna seek you out in the parking lot. I mean, I know
No,
you call it a
I'm seeking
gentleman's
you, but I'm seeking you.
like. Well, I know, but I mean, if roles were reversed, I'm not seeking you out in the parking lot and being like that. And here's the thing, this is the only gentleman thing that I don't agree with. I mean, it really is. I think that this is really whiny. I think I just feel like there are rules to any game, any tournament, and if it's within the rules, you should utilize every advantage you have.
But
I'm just
I mean, we're still going to go back to to the baseball metaphors.
yeah.
I mean, like I said, there's also other thrown at somebody's head. You know what I mean? Nothing's going to send a message.
Hmm.
I mean, technically, I mean you can get thrown out. You know,
Yeah, if
but
you
it's just that,
repeatedly do it.
right. I'm just
Mhm.
saying, like, there's no like absolute rule about it. But you're looked upon. I mean, think about it. If you're if it's the ninth inning, like you said, right, and
Mhm.
you're in the field, and you're up by 3 runs, and you're facing, the murders row of baseball lineups. 3, 4, and 5 of the other team are coming up. And any one of them. I mean, you're rolling the dice, and you're going to make it pretty big. But if you know that the sixth batter, the guy in the sixth hole, has not had a hit all series long. Neither has the seventh or the eighth. All the production has come from 3, 4, 5. Right?
Right.
There's nothing at all that says you can't get up there and literally plunk all three in a row and just say, "Yeah, go ahead and take the base. I'm gonna take my chance that not all of you are going to score, and I'm gonna get the next three out." That's within the rules. But who would do
Mhm.
that? Like, do you know how big of a you talk about being whiny? Like, think about somebody that did that. Like, they would they would be so blackballed from the game. Like, no one would want to talk to them. No one would deal with that.
Right.
Like, literally, you got up there because you didn't think you could strike them out, or you could get them out. So you decided to hit all three, put them on base, and then take your chances with. It's no difference. It's like I couldn't find my fish, so I'm gonna go take yours.
Yeah, but no, it is it is a different. I mean, you're taking it from a place of strategy to a place of doing physical harm. I'm not
Well,
I'm
my
not rolling up
strategy
on
is
you because
harming
you're.
them. Yeah.
I'm not rolling up on you because you're sitting on my spot and plinking you in the head with a 1 ounce jig.
No, but
I, but
that would send a
I'm
strong message.
yeah, yeah. But you're talking about that when all I have to do is what is done hundreds of times during the baseball year. It's called an intentional walk. But
Yeah.
you've taken it to I'm going to hit people with a fastball. It you
Yeah.
you back the hitters off the plate by throwing at them. You get them shaking. That's part of the rules, and if you can do it and not get thrown out, I
I
mean,
mean,
if if you
they're
if you hit a couple people in a row and continue to back people off, you're going to get ejected. I
yeah,
mean,
but then your replacement can hit them too, and we just
so
keep going down the line. I mean, but like, okay, so whether you're just going to intentionally walk, I mean, I
yeah,
I I don't know. I mean, I clearly admit that nowadays I'm definitely falling in the minority on this. I don't think most people are going to agree with me. Most people are going to say you 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 do what you got to do for yourself.
I don't
And
agree with
that
that.
well
I think
that
most people are going to agree with you.
no, I don't.
Yeah,
Not 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 in this in this
Mm,
world that we're like this fishing environment atmosphere,
no,
whatever we're in right now. No, I think most are at least those that are 10 years younger than, because you're literally old. You're like almost 50.
ancient.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm right there just behind you a tick or two. And I feel like anybody that's at least 10 years to our junior, if not more, I think my viewpoint to anyone under the age of 35, I am probably without a doubt an idiot and in the minority.
See, I don't. And here's the reason that I say I don't agree with you on that, because I think most people are going to agree with your point of view on hole sitting or whatever we're calling it, being a hole buzzard. Um, I think the vast silent majority all are in agreement with you.
Well,
The
let me ask
problem
you
is
this.
it's the people. You have this small percentage of every group across the world. Anything you talk about knitting, there's a small percentage that
Mhm.
just like to bitch and complain and are really loud about it, but they don't represent the majority of the people.
Well, hold
and
on.
and a
Let
lot
me
of your
ask you
younger
this real quick.
guys but a lot of your younger guys that you're talking about are fans of, like, say, Ben Milliken.
Ooh,
he
whoa.
he
No,
he
easy on the name dropping.
no, I am, because he complained about it in that open. Was it Watts? No, Watts Bar,
No,
maybe.
I
Yeah,
I can't. I know which one you're talking
you
about.
know, and he has his shirts about, don't be a hole buzzard and stuff like that. But he reaches a lot of the younger people that you're talking about, the below 35, right? And
Hmm.
so they are learning don't be a hole buzzard through people like Milliken.
But even in that situation, the guys that were doing it to him were not breaking any rules.
That's
Like,
right. That's right.
you
But
know, I,
he's carrying on what you're talking about, the
but
gentleman's thing.
but
He's
let me ask you
he's
that.
teaching a lot of the younger
You're right.
people that stuff.
Let me ask you this.
All right.
So you're now it's different because there's no money necessarily on the line. So that and Lord knows money changes everything. It probably shouldn't, but unfortunately it does. Um, but so you're with your hunt club, right? And
I got kicked out. I was a whole buzzard.
yeah, so yeah. So on Friday evening after the hunt, sun's gone down and everything. And you're back at the hunt club, and everybody's having a couple beers, and you're like, man, it just didn't get close enough. But I saw him. I saw him. I saw him, and I mean, I thought maybe I was gonna have a shot at him, but he wouldn't come out of the field just right or come out of the brush that he was in. But man, I saw him right, and everybody hears you talk about it, and everybody that was there knows where you were, right?
100%.
Saturday afternoon around the same
There's
time,
going to be someone else sitting in my tree stand.
you go sit there. Yeah, are you
Yeah.
not ready at that point to like literally cut throats?
Oh, 100%.
Eh, There's no rule against it.
Oh, I know.
It's
And
just
that's the
it's just
thing.
a shitty thing to do.
When I pull up on you sitting in my hole where I killed him on day one, and it's day two, I never said I was going to be happy and like high five you when I went by, but that it's part of the game. That's what I'm saying.
I,
It's it's
it is, but it doesn't. It hasn't always been. It doesn't have to be, and that's where I'm saying it's like, what if we could start a revolution and just have everybody just have a little bit of honor amongst themselves. And if everybody did it, then you would all be playing equal.
if there was a way to make it an actual rule, which I don't think there is, but if there was
No,
a way
and I
that
agree. I don't,
that
not
you could
not an
say,
actual
like
like official rule. No.
especially at like air level. But let's just take like the
We have a level.
yeah, it's called poo poo. Um,
He
so
said,
you know, take like your elites, um, your Best Pro Tour, NPFL. I guess those would be like kind of the top three, maybe, where
well, I
you
mean, they
can't
are
just
the
you
top
can't
three.
just sign up.
Yeah, correct.
So you have to get in there some way. So you take those three. Yeah, I could police those. We could put. I mean that we have GPS on our boats anyway. You could put a GPS tracker on the boats, and if you're sitting on my hull on day two, and I protest it, and it turns out that you never went up that way on day one, you didn't know where I was, nothing like that, then my protest is null and void. But if I see where like I'm not going to sit in one spot the entirety of the day on most lakes. I know that there are those lakes where people get one spot and they're there from start to finish. I know
Mm.
that there are ones like that, but the majority are not like that. You're going to be moving, moving, moving. If you see on my GPS that you moved and you were like, let's say 1,000 yards on down the line, and I pulled up to where you were, I don't know you're around in that cove down there, and they can track my GPS as fish in that spot, then hey, it's open, it's fair game the next day. That was my spot too. I caught a couple fish there behind you. So the next day, I get there before, but yet you're going to be mad and call me a hole buzzard. I mean, it is what it is. I would love to say either make it part of the game or not part of the game, but not just some unwritten rule that this percentage of people believe, this percentage don't believe, this percentage don't care, don't know. It's
I you
can I throw an Alabama rig in
I
any of those three tours?
you are
No,
you
everybody
are
knows
making
that.
an absolute, you're making an incredibly logical argument, you know? And that's what it is. It's a logical argument because the whole unwritten rule, old school way of doing things, and all is actually in many ways very illogical. Like it doesn't make
No,
sense, when you break it down. Other than the fact that, it's just kind of, it keeps us from devolving into anarchy. You know,
sometimes that's a good thing.
dude, did
Anarchy.
that sound good? Because
It did.
I was
Sounds
really
great.
trying, like, for like to wrap all this up with
Yeah.
some sort of like really smart thing to say and devolve into anarchy. I mean, that kind of, I feel like that's a great way to end it.
Maybe that'll be the name of the episode. Episode one,
Yeah.
Evolve into Anarchy.
The worst part of it is that if we actually want anyone to ever watch this, other than, I'll probably force my wife to sit through it at some point.
We need to
Um,
catch a fish.
I don't know. I don't really, no, not really. I mean, that's the crazy thing is that I want to for myself. I want to for my wallet. But in order to actually, have something successful as far as like a podcast or any kind of social, no, you don't really have to catch fish. No,
Right, right.
you just got to do it and talk about it. It helps, to catch fish. But I mean, I don't know. I would like at some point for someone else to watch this.
Yeah. But, as we're
I think I
devolving
was
into,
going somewhere else
I don't know, but as we're
I think
devolving,
you completely like hijacked
No,
train of thought, dude.
it's kind of what I do, and I'm not even 3 drink Jason yet.
Is kidnapping still wrong?
I think it's a rule about it.
Is it written?
I think so.
Oh, all right. I mean, I
So
don't know. Look, all the lines are getting blurred nowadays, and I don't know. You
yeah.
know,
So
because
to bring it,
sometimes doesn't kidnapping seem kind of fun?
I don't know if I really like where this one's going,
Hmm.
unless you're planning on kidnapping me and we're gonna go fishing.
No. Well, the beauty of being me, and quite honestly, you as well, is that we are well within our non getting kidnapped weight. Yeah. Uh-huh. People ask me, well, why don't you just try to lose weight a little bit more? Because I don't want to get kidnapped, bitch.
That's
Ha!
right.
Yeah.
They they go huff and puff carrying my fat
Yeah.
ass.
Look at you. Exactly. Look at your little narrow ass out here getting kidnapped and stole up by some Somali pirates. Not this guy.
Mm-mm.
No,
No sir.
no. Uh-uh.
And
It's
I
gonna
think there's some Somali pirates on Curse.
Yeah, it's gonna take like it ain't gonna be some little skinny dude going, I'm the captain now. No, no, no.
No,
It's gonna take some giant, like Scandinavian,
Vikings. That's what I was
yeah,
thinking.
like
Yeah,
ancestors of Vikings, that are now like competing in the world's strongest man competitions. Those dudes.
100%.
It's
They're
gonna
gonna
take one
row
of
up to us in their wooden boats with the dragon.
yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Skull.
All right, so one other thing, completely off topic. You ready?
Yeah.
Kayak Adventure Series. So I can't remember the guy's name right off the top of my head because I'm terrible with names. But he's like won the Angler of the Year for the Bassmaster Kayak last year, and he won the first event this year. He puts on this thing called the Kayak Adventure Series. Last year was the first year of it, and I love the. No, I don't have a kayak. I'm not going fishing them, but I love the idea of it. They pick a city, town, whatever, and they draw a circle on the map, and you can fish any body of water within an hour's drive. So if you like fishing a big reservoir, you can do that. If you like creeks or rivers or small, as long as it's a public body of water.
Mm.
The reason I bring this up is this year they're coming to South Boston in May. Inside their circle is Bowery Creek. I mean, Curse is in there too.
Mm.
But I wonder if anybody is going to research and fish Bowery Creek in that Kayak Adventure Series.
I mean,
It's
I
May. It should be a good bite.
I feel like if they're serious about it and they're I mean taking it serious and they check the rules and make sure there's nothing unwritten about it or written, I
Oh, it's
guess.
it's it's written that Bowery Creek is, but Sandy River isn't. The line comes between them.
I
So they
mean,
they have a list of public waters that it's okay to fish, and Bowery Creek Reservoir is in it.
is Smith Mountain too far?
I think so.
Uh, well, I mean, I would say yeah, there's quite a few. I mean, if that's the case, I would imagine I know for a fact then that Connor is going to be in it as well. And I'll be honest with you, if I was in a kayak, as choked out with grass as it was the last time we were there with the little boat,
Yeah,
um, dude, if you had a kayak and you went out there to Connor in May, there's a real good chance you're going to run across some real big fish. I mean, and with the I don't know 5 to 10 people that may ever see this, if word gets out,
check this out. Because this is our first show, and all right, let's see. Share
I mean,
screen.
I think I in a kayak in that with those parameters, I honestly think I would go to
Can,
uh
can you
Con.
see this?
Yeah,
All right, go ahead.
I think I would go to Connor over Briary.
Tournament eligible waters: Kerr, Mayo, Hyco, After Bay at Hyco, Bowery Creek, Bannister Lake. They don't have Connor listed on here.
Oh, so it's literally it has to be a lake chosen. I thought it could just be within a
I
certain.
I thought so too, but
Uh,
I think they said that you can ask about it,
mm-hmm.
but they do have those listed as core bodies of water.
Hmm.
If you find any water access you feel may not be covered in the interactive map, contact the tournament director and ask. So you could probably Connor would be listed in there.
I mean, Connor technically is in Halifax County. Well, it's not technically; it is in Halifax.
Yeah,
I mean, Connor Crowflies is probably no more than less than 10 miles from South Boston, the city itself or the town.
yeah. I mean that's what I was looking at. It should be right.
Yeah, it should be northeast of it, the town.
Yeah, I mean it should be right here
If you
because
follow the Stanton River, it's going to be just kind of northwest of the river.
there it is.
Is that Connor?
Yep, that's Connor. And see, they have the entrance to the river right there, so
As one of
it's
the
well
spots?
within.
Yeah, I mean, like I said,
That's where
especially
Witch
for
Baby lives, right there.
yeah, that's Witch Baby Cove. Yeah.
All right.
Well, go back, go back.
Oh,
Oh, never mind. Yeah, zoom in again because um, I can't see. Oh yeah, yeah. All right, so you the ramp.
the ramp's here.
Yeah, when you come off the ramp and you start going, just I don't know if it's I think it's actually south, but up lake. Yeah,
Yeah,
that look right there off that left side, right? Yeah, right in
yeah,
there. The mouth is where that's where I caught the. I think it was like 7.5,
yeah,
and
yeah.
that was
I'm sure.
7.5, and I think that was like in October. Like that
Yeah,
wasn't even transitioning. Like they weren't even feeding up. That was 7.5 coming off of the summertime weight. So I would imagine that fish alone in May. I mean, add another pound or so to it easily.
100%.
I
I
guarantee you, there's double digits waiting to be caught out of there.
I guarantee it too. I was going to tell you, we ought to tell Sean about it.
Yeah, well, you know what?
But look,
Our next whatever you call this thing that we're doing here, we should go ahead and have him as a special guest.
look. This is what I love.
I can't read it.
It says the common sense rule. It's rule number one. The common sense rule is simply an overarching rule that puts in place to protect everyone involved in the event. If a situation occurs in which there is previously no specific rule judgment for this rule, it allows the tournament panel to decide the outcome of the unexpected situation and
Well,
use
there.
common sense to determine a fair and just outcome.
Hey, you know what? The question is going to be, then we're going to start arguing over what's common sense. That's the problem, you know. But that's at least that's an attempt to fix
Yeah.
the
Well,
problem.
they put it in there, and they're like, basically, what it's saying is, we have a panel that will look into anything that you're fussing about, and our decision on it is final.
That you're whining about.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
On that note as well, and we need to probably wrap
but
this up before too long. But on
yeah,
that note, uh, we are in no way, shape, or form pro fishermen. I feel it's a super stretch to even refer to us as what's the word? Semi-pro. Hold. Wait a minute. Are we still being filmed right now?
Yeah.
Are we still on? Watch this. Hang on. You're gonna like this. Hang on. I'm gonna change my background. Boom.
Oh, what is that? Is that a check?
That is the elusive check that one can make from actually catching.
Ah,
And it's as of
what
my background now.
what does that look like?
It that.
Oh, what does
Listen.
it feel like?
Hold on. It smells like happiness and joy mixed in with there's I feel as though I'm detecting a hint of vagina.
Mm,
Sold?
it's like heaven. Oh man.
Stupid. Yes. Okay, I'm back now.
All right. So hear me out.
Okay.
Today is February 19th.
All day.
On February 22nd, we have our first tournament of the year at Curse Reservoir.
I can't wait.
And I tell you what, I'm going to go out there and say it, and we're going to put in 17 pounds, but we're probably going to zero like men.
All right. Well, then here's my
Bold prediction.
bold prediction. Yeah, and it's I'll tell you what, this is going to be a bold strategy, Cotton. I'm going because I will tell you this, and I'm going to tell. I hope no one else actually hears this before. I don't know when this is planning on being uploaded. So we may want to wait because this is top secret stuff I'm throwing out here. But we're going out of Ivy Hill, correct?
Correct.
Uh, I'm ready to run to the dam, and I'm gonna name drop somebody local, Derek Hudson. We're gonna go throw and shake a damn minnow right on your little hump right out there by the dam. At least for a minute or two, we're gonna just
That's not very gentlemanly of you.
eh, He's not, well, he may actually, he might be in that, but it's a different tournament, so at this point, it doesn't matter. Yeah, but I'll have that stupid little beam going, and we're just gonna sit there and go
All right. So
for at least 5 casts,
I'm,
and then my hypocrisy will end, and we're gonna go throw a fucking jerkbait somewhere and have fun.
can we go to Monster House?
Yeah, that's
Okay. All right.
no, I am being serious. I do think I want to go ahead and I mean I was gonna run it by you, but let's start out there in the deep by the dam in the cold water, and then go hit Monster House, and at that point, who cares?
All right. So
Mm-hmm.
one of the following episodes after this, I just want to throw this as an idea out there. The magic button, the magic spotlight, the
The
cheater
easy,
box,
the easy button.
how it makes you an amazing fisherman. Let's have a
Changed everything.
discussion about how since we have put it on and used it, we have gotten worse.
100%.
We've we did better before it was ever on the boat.
And it's not even close. It's not even a matter of like better by a little bit, like
Yeah,
fractionally better, fractionally worse. Like it is measurably.
measurable. And we do the things. We see the bass. We throw
Whoa,
the
whoa,
little.
whoa! We see the fish.
All right, we see the fish. We throw the bait.
Maybe the bass.
The fish run away. Well, they a lot of times they'll come and investigate. We do the
Never,
things. We
never
watch
bite.
the videos. All the pros, some not pros, some local people. I've
Yeah,
watched so many videos, and we're doing it right, but evidently we're not.
yeah. It really
So
is. It really is one of those weird, like scientific. Like they should do a study on it. To be honest, about how people can do something right and yet it still be wrong.
that's right. Or is it?
Because well, no, it's wrong, but it's right.
So
Either that, or we are way off on what we think is right.
that's right. And I'll have
That's
another
right.
hot take
Yeah.
on forward facing sonar whenever we do
Ooh.
that one.
Oh, you got it now on deck. You ready to like release? I don't want to hear it now.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm,
not on this episode, but
but you've already got it up in the noggin,
I've
huh?
I've got it. It's in the Rolodex.
Got it
I don't
ready.
have the two cards in my Rolodex
You do know that you remember that part in something about Mary when
where she
when
makes her
he
hair stand up.
yeah, well, right before that, the reason she's able to make her hair stand up is because he had got that advice from the guy. He was like, "Look, dude, don't go out here with a cocked and loaded weapon.
That's right.
Discharge that firearm before you go." And I
That's
think we
right.
all know what I'm talking about by discharging, right?
That's right.
Uh
So you're saying we need to discharge our firearms before forward facing?
I'm saying maybe you just throw it out there now and discharge the firearm instead of walking all around. We ain't got to talk about it because we're at 56 minutes and
Yeah,
this is done. This is a wrap. It's time for this guy to shut her down.
right. It's
But
bedtime for you. I know.
100%. Um, but as a little teaser,
Little
you put it
teaser.
a little teaser, you put it out there.
Mm. Forward facing is like, in your view of hole sitting.
Ooh, okay. All right. I think I see where you're going with
Yeah,
that.
I
And I
say.
appreciate it. And you know what?
Yeah, I say
I'm
for
gonna
the next one
marinate
though,
on it.
let's touch on that,
Yeah.
and let's touch on the three that we talked about, the three major uh, tournament series,
Mm-hmm.
and how they changed their rules this year for it,
Mm-hmm.
because I
And
think
one
it's
and
interesting.
one got it right.
Yeah, yeah, I think it's
Ooh,
pretty
teaser
interesting.
again. Which one is he gonna say got it
Yeah,
right?
it's going to blow your mind. Which one?
For me, it's gonna blow your mind which one I say is right.
Know me first.
Know me
I bet
first.
you. I bet you we have the same one.
Probably. You want to? How about this? We're gonna count to three. We're gonna say it, and then we're gonna hang up at the exact same time right after we say it. Okay. So everybody, it's been nice talking to y'all, and we look forward to talking some more. And hope you enjoy everything. And we're about to tell you which one got it right on three. You ready? One,
I'm ready.
one, two, three.